back to the HaneyBiz Project with host Mark Haney.
All right. Welcome back to the HaneyBiz Project, brought to you courtesy of Sun System Technology. I'm Mark Haney, and today I have the privilege of being joined by the founder of Sleep Train, Mr. Dale Carlsen is in the house. How you doing, Dale?
Good, Mark. How are you doing?
Thank you for coming. And we're down here at Mark Tank in Rockland. So you had like a 5-minute drive, 10-minute drive? It's so much easier here in Rockland, huh? With
I love this.
like
This is great. Right around the corner.
South Placer. Okay, so you've had so much success in your life, and we're going to get into some of those stories. But what drives a guy like Dale Carlsen today?
Oh, wow. That's a big question, Mark.
I got to challenge you. I mean, we don't have guys like Dale Carlsen on this show as often as we would like to. So I got to challenge you on that.
Right now it's about what can I do? How can I make a difference? How can I continue to give back? How can I make a difference in the region, make the difference for people I know and so forth? So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you are doing that. Well, let's go back in history a little bit and talk about when you first started the mattress business. Give us a sense as to what was driving you then.
Driving there was, I was young and stupid. No, I just, I saw an opportunity, which is what entrepreneurship is about, right? You see a problem, you want to fix it. And I saw an opportunity. There was a hole in how mattresses were sold and how it was approached to the customers. And I said, I want to do that. I want to change that, and I think I can do it better.
Yeah, now when you've merged, obviously, with Mattress Firm, but before that happened, how big did the organization get?
We grew to 312 stores in 6 states.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
A handful. We're talking, a leadership today and thinking about, how the lessons learned in building a business. Walk us through what the beginning lessons look like as you launched your business. Was it easy? Did it come together easily? Or was it sort of hard at the beginning?
Oh, it was hard. It was hard. I mean, we struggled. 8 months into it, I was pretty much didn't know if this thing was going to make it,
Wow.
and that would have meant my dad would have been right, and that would have been bad.
Your dad was betting against you?
He didn't think it would work, but in the end, he was happy.
Yeah, I mean, what would he say today, you think? What's he thinking?
He's still going, I still don't understand how you did that.
You know what? We all have those people that we need to prove wrong. Okay, so you got started struggling at the beginning. Your dad was almost right there. Yeah. And then what was the turning point that really launched you guys?
Well, it was really just continuing to push forward, continuing to work with my team and my team saying, how do we do this better? We would meet regularly. How do we do this better? How can we do it better? And just improvement, constant improvement, making it better and fighting hard, fighting the battle.
Well, thinking about one of the things that you're known for, right? You guys have the Sleep Train Arena. There's Sleep Train Amphitheater. I know you have branding of that nature all over the place, even outside of Sacramento. But you also use the radio.
We used radio. Radio was a phenomenal changer for me.
It still is, by the way.
Still is fantastic.
Yeah,
radio.
If there's any potential advertisers out there,
I'm a number one fan of radio.
Okay.
Radio is a phenomenal tool. I think it's the best tool to tell a story, and you do a great job of demonstrating that every day.
I appreciate it.
But radio was our turnaround. That 8 months in was about the same time that I happened to get into radio, and that's because I had an account executive for KFPK Radio, an iHeart station.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And got to do the plug,
Yeah.
And he kept talking to me about getting into radio, and he said, hey, I got a new guy on the station. You take care of him. He needs a bed. I go, I need every sale I can get. Bring him in. Brought him in, helped me Rush Limbaugh.
Rush Limbaugh, first connection to the radio.
First connection. Rush had just started on the radio, had just gone on the air, and he came out to me and talked me into letting him do my spots. And he started going on the air, and people came in left and right saying, I want the bed Rush sleeps on.
Wow.
And so Rush had no money at that time, so he'd only bought a middle line bed. So I had to call him back up and say, Rush, you need to get the top line bed because they'll buy any bed you're sleeping on, and I can't lie.
And this is going to be awkward, Rush. You don't want to be selling the middle of the road bed, huh?
Right,
Come on.
It got to be
You're
the top.
Rush Limbaugh.
So
now,
and then from there we learned though that he's not the only one that could do it. So
Okay.
obviously I've used thousands of great personalities across the country to tell the story.
Who came up with the slogan, your ticket to a better night's sleep?
I did.
Did you?
Yep.
Wow. Now, how did you arrive at that? Are you a marketing guy? What are you good at? A lot of times, in entrepreneurship, you got to focus on what you're good at, right? And build the team, as you mentioned, to maybe shore up your weaknesses. Is that what you're good at? What are you good at?
Yes, I think marketing is something I have some skills in and think I can do pretty well at. But I believe it's a true entrepreneur's role and a CEO's role to put yourself out of a job. So
Okay.
you always look for someone that's better. So over the time, I slowly replaced all the things that I did with somebody that could do it better. You just got to work your way out of a job.
Yeah, we're talking about leadership today, and obviously, there's no leadership, there's no team if you don't have a leader, right?
Right.
No leadership if you don't have a team. What advice would you give some of us up-and-comers that are building our teams in terms of like leadership? How should we? The first thing we got to do is be able to manage ourselves, right? But beyond that, I mean, what's the secret to leading?
Well, first of all, secret to success from my dad's point of view, one of the great pieces of advice that he did give me was, if I want to be successful, surround yourself with great people, treat them right, and make everybody successful.
Well,
and so
yeah.
with that is really, you got to have that core going in. Then leadership, in my opinion, is also about communication is everything. Everybody needs to understand what is the mission, what is the goal, what are the expectations.
Yeah.
And so as long as those are set out and everybody is on the same page, things happen.
Amazing. Now, thinking about that, the financial crisis, you're in retail, number one, which is obviously being disrupted in many ways today, but you guys have battled through that. But then all of us faced the financial crisis. And thinking about your leadership style, you told me a story one time that involved a gift. And tell me about that story. It was you had decided to give, the new owners had come in, and or you wanted to tell your company about who the new owners are. Tell the story better than me. Let me get out of the way here.
No problem. Well, my wife and I, during the downturn of the economy, we were looking for, how do we take this next step? And we decided to do an ESOP, an employee stock ownership plan, and to give 25% of the company to the employees. So we put all the process together, but to announce that we were doing this to our employees, we have our annual retreat, we call it, where we brought all the top management together across the country and into a room, and got 300 plus people sitting out in the audience. And I told them that they'd been worried that I was going to sell the company, and they didn't know what that would mean. And so I said, I told you guys that I would never sell the company until I found the right person that would care about the company, care about the employees, care about the region, and care about foster kids the way we do. And so I wasn't going to do it until I could find that. And so at that point, I said, these are the new owners couldn't be here all together to be here, but they did send some information, tell you who they are. And so on your desk or on your table, you'll find a box. If you open that box, you'll find more information about our new owners. And you open the box, and it was a mirror, and the mirror was looking back at them. They were the new owners. And I saw, given the first part of the speech, I saw people angry, crying, really upset that this was going on. And then they're seeing this, they're going, what do you mean? I don't get it. Then you mean us? So that was the coolest thing. That's one of the coolest things I had.
Tears of joy in their hearts, knowing that they owned a piece of Sleep Train, and as you ended up with your success, growing and igniting, and I have to assume there was a big payday at some stage. And how did that change the lives of these people that probably cherish these mirrors?
Right. Well, it did change the life of everybody. I mean, the value of the company went up eightfold. Wow. 8 times over the 4-year period that we were an employee-owned company. Yeah. I mean, that tells you the power of ownership.
You own a piece of 328 stores, Sleep Trains. I mean, that's enormous.
We transferred when we sold the company to a mattress firm, we transferred $117 million to the employees.
Wow.
And I've had employees come to me in tears. I've had one young man come to me and said, I just want you to know, you changed my life and you changed my mom's life. I was able to buy her a house because of what you did. And I said, it's not me, it's what you did. You're the one that built the company.
talk about leadership. My goodness, what a story. We're going to ask you to wait until after the break, and we're going to talk to Robert Nelson about some other leadership that you're doing right here in our community. But we're going to get to know Robert, your good buddy, a good friend of mine who's doing incredible things. He's the president of Sac State University, your alma mater. And we're going to share the story a little bit later, so you got to stick around. Share the story of some things that you're doing in leading our community. But coming up after the break, you will meet the president of California State University, Sacramento, Dr. Robert Nelson. Join the revolution at HaneyBiz.com, courtesy of Audi Rockland. This is the HaneyBiz Project.